Hey Aquarius, welcome to your 2017 life path forecast. Thank you for being so patient. So I don't want this video to be too long because I want to get to Pisces, and I just want to get straight to the point for you guys. This year is going to be one of self-reflection, one of healing, letting go, and truly learning the art of detachment, which is the lesson for you as a soul, especially if you are an Aquarius sun. If you're an Aquarius moon, you're really going to experience this. You long for this kind of separation of the self when it comes to just being an individual and just living within your own skin, in your own space. And because it's the moon, it kind of creates these conflicts within your relationships. Plays out differently, you know, if you're an Aquarius sun, if you're an Aquarius moon, or an Aquarius rising. Aquarius risings are and I don't know why I'm going off into this, but I think that this is really about you guys learning more about yourself this year. You're going to realize, or again, it's just this real man in the mirror kind of vibe. You're just going to realize that you've got some growing to do, and that you're not as bad as maybe you thought you were, just due to like your childhood experiences, or just not seeing, or your life not reflecting how you feel about yourself and where you envision yourself at this time in your life. 2017 for Aquarius sun, moon, and risings is about starting over, looking at things from a new and fresh perspective, and healing from, I don't know, I just see a lot of people like pointing their fingers at you. Many of you have felt victimized and misunderstood, just period. And many of you have been this way for yourself. You don't really understand yourself. And when you don't understand yourself, it's hard to apply yourself to get what it is that you want, or attract healthy relationships to where you are with someone who accepts you for who you are and doesn't try to change you, or try to smother you with their energy, the way that they think the relationship should go. And this is bigger than just romantic relationships. I just feel like family relationships, marriages, parent and child kind of relationships. I just feel like things are going to become clear to you, almost like crystal clear, when it comes to where you stand in your relationship with people. For some of you, you're going to realize that most of those people in your phone are not really your friends. And I don't know if it's not really a matter of you going through something like super devastating, but I did get the card of the first chakra, and that is about your general, you feeling grounded. But it's almost like this false grounding thing that you guys have been doing for a while. Like, I think that you've been consciously aware that you've been doing it. False grounding could just be, you know, settling for where you are in your life right now as it relates to your career, a relationship, or just being single. It's just you pretending that you're okay with everything being the way that it is, not because it makes you happy, but just not having this desire or the motivation to change your circumstances, to rid yourself of unhealthy behavior, habits, and relationships, and just become a better person. And I think that 2017 is going to be like a big mirror for you guys. You're going to find yourself in all of these different situations that just make you feel different. That's going to show you that you've got some growing to do. But it's this real, it's going to happen in a way that's natural. I don't think that the universe is going to kind of pick at you too much, but with that, they are saying you know better. It's time to change like certain behaviors, and it's time to let things go, and it's time to stop using the excuse that you're unique and you're different and this is me and I'm an individual as a way for you to justify the things that you do, whether good or bad, whether your intentions are good or bad. It's about you needing to change your approach to something. If you've been feeling like, you know, you've been unable to accomplish something, whether it be a relationship or success in a business, or getting your degree once and for all, or hell, learning how to cook, or, you know, just being in a relationship to where you are participating and you are receiving the energy that you're giving. And it's just like you guys just need to try more, take and focus more on yourself. I feel like a lot of you are doing a lot or just everything to everyone but yourself this year. I just feel like there's just this real man in the mirror kind of vibe. So I have to move on. What do you want Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising to know about 2017? We've got Against the Grain. So this, and she's diving deeper and deeper into the water. So this is about the subconscious. This is about resting. Oh, and it's about coming out of the darkness and the depths and the uncertainty and the and the intensity of your emotions. I just feel like you guys are going to be diving into the waters of your emotions, your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. But you're going to have this like subconscious, uncontrollable desire to start all over, but not in this impulsive, fiery way, like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but it is in this like, because we got Aquarius, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Scorpio rules your 10th house, just in terms of being Aquarian energy, with Aquarius being on the 1st, Leo being in the 7th, Taurus being in the 4th, Scorpio being in the 10th. So many of you, this year is about you guys becoming, letting go of the old so that you can make room for the new. Shedding skin. It's just a very, not even transformative. It's just because there's not an ending or a beginning. That's not what this year is about. It's just like a purification of self. Clarity and belief in self, knowledge of self, an evolution of self. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy that's going to be available to each and every one of you, whether you're an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And for this to say, you know, against the grain and with an overall energy of bringing it to form, here she is, or here you are at the bottom of the ocean, searching, looking, don't even know where you're headed, but you just feel like there's something out there and there's answers that you need. And this can manifest in ways, you know, as it relates to your relationships, or just what you're here for, what you're meant to do. It just feels like there's this thing calling out to you in the distance, and you can't help but to search for it, where it is, or to search for the answer or the deeper meaning of why something happened, of why you're feeling this big shift go on when it comes to your life. Everything looks the same, but you're gonna feel different. Your mind is gonna start to change. Your interests are gonna You're going to take on new interests, want to learn about new things, because it's just this real awake. Hello? I'm available tomorrow. And will the morning be okay for you? About love, your career, what is it? What's your email address? Because I'm going to send you something so you can send me some information back. Okay, you guys, so I don't know, I just feel like something is over. If you've been feeling like this gray cloud over you, like you don't even know what's wrong or whatever it is, know that 2017 is your breakthrough. It's just a breakthrough moment. 2017 is liberation, but you have to recognize it, because we have relaxed the hold of darkness and be at cause. Let go of 2016. Let go of your childhood. Let go of what you thought you couldn't do, because you can. You can. We have spirals of manifestation. Allow your mind. That's you guys' power. You guys are ruled by Uranus, and you're an air sign, and you rule the 11th house of friendship, of networking, of people out in the world, society, and just knowing how to mix and mingle and move through a crowd of vultures. Like, you know, I don't know why you guys, if you felt like you have been held back for the past couple of years, it was so that you could detox, so that you can release. It was about rest and rejuvenation. And that's why I feel like this year, many of you, if you are, you know, if your soul incarnated into like a family of vultures, you're going to have to liberate yourself from them. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Free from judgment, free to love. This is about that part of your life being over. Heaven sent, spirit answering prayers of just needing peace, needing to be by yourself and to find yourself. A lot of, I don't know, I just find that Aquarius energies, whether sun, moon, or rising, are always so sure that they know who they are. I just find that like a lot of Aquarian people that I meet, you guys are always so sure that you have, like, you just think you have yourself figured out, and we all do. But deep down inside, you guys are always searching, but you don't want to tell anybody that, because that's your personal business. But you don't really know who you are. And like, even since you were like a little child, everything seemed a little blurry. Like you are yourself, but there's always just like these new things or these new facets of your personality that are kind of untapped, that just throughout your life until you leave. We have visions of life beyond death. You guys are going to have to, you guys are always out doing things, conquering things, achieving things, overcoming things, rebelling against things, growing, failing, and then trying again. It's just this real warrior spirit that you guys have that I admire. Especially if you have like a personal planet in Aquarius. It's just real electrifying energy. But you guys can kind of scare yourselves. The fact that you don't know yourself enough. By facing that, in 2017 is going to make you face that reality. And I think it's going to scare you a little bit. Because think about if you were to see your own death or something like that. Not saying that you guys are going to die. But I'm just saying, like, it's just about that shock of, oh my God, I have to do something with my life. Like, you guys are going to feel like, when you look back, you're like, I don't even know what I was doing. Like, maybe you had your job, everything was going right. But as you step into 2017 and just kind of go through whatever you're going to go through this year, relationships are going to play a part in showing you who you are and how you can't just stay where you are, and that you have to be this rebel. And you can't try to suppress that energy within you. And it's just going to, 2017 is going to be your mirror. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Spirit, show me, how will this energy manifest? What should Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising know about their past, their present, and their future as it relates to 2017? Their past, their present, and their future. In the past, we've got the Knight of Wands. This is your free, you being a free spirit, you living your life out loud, going for what it is that you want, accomplishing things, feeling free and liberated, and just excited and optimistic about your future, or just coming into 2017 with the energy of the Knight of Wands. Just this forcefulness, this fierceness, this ambition, this motivation to break free and separate yourself from the pack and come out on top of some sort of situation that could have been holding you back or stifling this fire, your passion, your growth, your confidence. I see, you know, in the past you learned how to break free from that and how to get on your high horse and not allow people to feel like you've got to be beside them all the time in order, you know, so that they can feel comfortable. Yeah, many of you just realize that it's time to go on a journey by yourself. This is, the Eight of Cups is about a spiritual journey. It's about that thing that we can't really explain, but like we just can't stay here. Here we are with the Chariot. This is a major lesson you're going to have to learn when it comes to deciding where you want to go in life and not really waiting on the universe to confirm, or to your friends or your family to kind of get in this boat with you or take this trip with you. It's about doing it on your own, liberating yourself from unhealthy relationships and addictive behavior. It doesn't have to be about drugs, but for some of you guys with that Uranus electric kind of energy, it's like drugs, whether it be, you know, just weed or just something else. It's like, or, you know, coffee, just something. It's like a lot of anxious energy that kind of just sits at your base chakra. And because that base chakra card popped out for you guys initially, it's about you guys learning how to not be so afraid of that, like, how not to be afraid of like that friction. How not to be afraid of yourselves and just like your craziness, your weirdness, your that rebelliousness in your spirit, that thing that makes you look in the mirror and recognize that you're different from your family and your friends, and how you don't necessarily want the same things that they do, or how you want it but you just go about it in your own way. It's about accepting yourself. And I think that, you know, whatever experience you went through out of 2016 coming into 2017 was to teach you the lesson of the Knight of Wands, how to fight for what it is that you want, how to speak up and not be afraid to turn people off, and to be okay with the fact that you want your freedom, that you want, I don't know. It's just something about liberating, some sort of liberating experience, whether you're conscious of it or not. All right, Spirit. So, what should Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising know about the present or midway? We've got the Eight of Wands, so this is about newness, messages, travel, action, force, ambition. Just sheer action and going after what it is that you want. But it is, because we've got this major arcana here, there's an element of sacrifice, having to wait, having to look, having to change your perspective. So this really speaks to that shift that's going to be happening for you guys this year. It could be happening for you right now, or it could be on the way, because it is in as the present. So this could be on the way, because what does this look like? It looks like incoming. So maybe you felt stuck for a while, but Spirit is saying some things are about to come your way. Don't feel like you've got to do anything. Know that these things, I don't know, I just see these things kind of coming and landing. And you're not going to be able to, you know, get up off of it, get out of this situation just yet, because you're not supposed to. Whether this is a job, whether this is new prospects when it comes to love, Spirit is telling you to wait. Allow this thing to kind of come in. Your ships are coming in. New energy is coming in. Change is on the horizon for you. But you still got some growing to do. Because this is the card of Pisces, and it's ruled by Neptune. So this is the 12th house, the subconscious. Strengthening of the faith in some way. They want you to see that change is here, but they want you to continue growing. They want you to wait. They don't want you to act on impulse, because in the past with this Knight of Wands, you were kind of just doing free, you know, just out there being independent, going for what it is that you want, achieving things, and then moving on to the next thing. Just enjoying and exploring your freedom and your passion and your zest for life, allowing that to come out. And Spirit is telling you to continue on with something. They're telling you don't stop, don't change course. Because what is happening? All of these wands are headed in one direction. So they're saying be clear. Things are changing. Things are going to change this year for you in a major way. So if you haven't been doing what it is that you need to do, I don't know, you're just going to see things kind of, it's just this shift. I don't know. There's this shift. And, ooh. So we've got the Three of Cups. Okay, so these cards just fell out when it came to that Eight of Wands. So we've got the Three of Cups, which represents celebration. I really think of this as you guys with your friends, your family, just kind of like the world you know, the life you live, the day-to-day, things as they are. But it's about to be things as they were, because we have the Five of Cups. This is about that shift. That Eight of Wands is about things changing, and it's going to upset you in a way. It's going to cause you to feel like, you know, because the fives are about change. The one thing that is constant in this life. And it's, you know, a lot of you know, Aquarius is fixed air. So you are aware that, you know, change is always on the horizon, but because you're fixed, you try to not necessarily prepare for it like Taurus would, or control it like Scorpio would, or conquer it like Leo would. as an Aquarius, you rebel against change, or you fight for it, but you never just allow it to happen. And when it does, because you are an air sign and because you have the 5 of Cups, it feels like your emotions are going to be spilling all over the place. And you're going to feel a little resentful and a little upset, or feel like you don't know why this is happening because before things were going so good. Or maybe you had all of these plans of doing this, that, and the third, and you're going to realize, and this is not a major arcana, so, but the Hanged Man was there. So know that the major lesson here, and the way that Spirit is involved in whatever this shift is that you're going to experience, or that you are experiencing now, or will experience in at some point in 2017, is to teach you to let go. It's to teach you how to know when to rebel, when to act, and when to wait. To learn how to trust not just the universe and just to have faith and things like that. Just know that they're trying to teach you that you don't have to do everything by yourself, and that you don't have to try to take hold of every opportunity for fear that, you know, if you don't pay attention, if you don't act now, then you may not get what you want. In a way, it's about 2017, you're going to have to let some things go and let some opportunities pass you by so that you can grow. And you're going to have to trust that that thing will come back around again. And this 5 of Cups is about you feeling like things just are all, like, it's all lost. But nothing lasts forever. But when one door closes, know that another one will open. All you have to do is just shed those tears. Allow whatever it is that's in you to come out. Because with you being ruled by Uranus and you being an air sign, you try to control yourself. And you try to understand yourself. And you really, you know, whereas Virgo very like over analytical when it comes to themselves and their the application of their energy, because they are earth, you guys are air. So it's more about, you guys tend to get really rattled by your own thoughts, and you judge yourself harshly when things are kind of happening and you don't know what to do. And I think that that's what you're going to experience a lot this year. You're going to realize that you don't have it all figured out, and you're going to realize that maybe you are a little bit more afraid of change than you're willing to accept, or than you're willing to admit. It's just going to be a lot of change, and you're going to see how uncomfortable it makes you, and you're going to see the truth when it comes to your relationships. And it just feels like a reality check. But it's good. It's to wake you up. It's to make room for this new thing that's going to come. Because here it is. This is like potential, rawness, energy. So it's like there's something here if you were to look at these wands, but we can't see it yet. So that's why Spirit was telling you with that Hangman to just wait. Allow this shift to happen. Yep, because I feel like you guys are going to be stressed about it. You're going to be like, this could be just a change in your job or something like that, or a break in a relationship. But it's like a pause. It's not over. But it's almost like something's going to break within you mentally, and it's going to cause you to, again, be met with the truth or the reality of something that you probably didn't have to deal with in the past, because here you were on your high horse doing your thing out, and then here, and then there, and then just discovering who you are and just all of the opportunities that are out there for you. And with that 8 of Wands being, you know, your present position or midway energy when it comes to 2017, with that overall message of the Hanged Man, it's about, again, everything looking the same, but you're going to feel different with that Hanged Man. You're going to realize that things are changing and that you're going to have to adapt in a different way. And because it's the Hanged Man, being kind of restricted, you're not going to be able to detach in the way that you've detached from. Because when people hear detachment, we automatically think of emotional detachment. But I feel like Spirit is going to be coming through and taking a few things away from you. And it's going to feel... You know, the 9 of Swords is about our darkest fears, those things that, you know, keep us up at night. Being met with those fears, just kind of But it's all an illusion, because the nines are about completion. Spirit wanting this energy to come to a head so that you can face it. You see how she's just like, she doesn't want to look at it. She doesn't want to face the truth. She doesn't want to see this part of herself, or she doesn't want to let this thing go, or she doesn't want to lay down her sword. But Spirit is saying, if you want what it is you've been asking for, or if you want happiness, if you want change, if you want growth, or if you want success, or whatever it is you're after, you're going to have to let go in order to make room for the newness, for whatever it is that you're asking for. And you're going to have to know. You're going to have to learn the major lesson of the Wheel of Fortune. Waiting. You're going to learn a major lesson when it comes to waiting. And the Eight of Pentacles is speaking underneath it. So it's about practice making perfect. And how you're going to have to wait for a while. You're going to feel like you're ready, but then a door is going to close on you. Because the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. And you're going to feel like, okay, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And you're going to keep missing your shot. I just think about like a basketball player or whatever who needs to work on his 3-point or his jump shot, whatever you call it. And it's like, that Eight of Pentacles is about you getting up every day at 6 a.m. and going to the gym and practicing. By yourself. Embarrassed that you don't have it like everyone else has it. And that you have to get up at 6 a.m. and practice and practice. And wondering if you'll ever get your shot. And you feel like this is your shot, but like you're still having to practice. This is what 2017 feels like. And you're just kind of in a hurry with this Eight of Wands, and things are happening and you're a little jealous of other people. Or maybe you're experiencing some sort of jealousy and not really understanding why they're jealous of you, because you're still working, you're still grinding, you're still trying to shoot your shot. But yet you're still waiting and you're still trying to figure things out. But know that change is on the horizon. Here we are with this Nine of Cups. Wish is coming true. You having that grin of satisfaction, of achievement. Not because you've mastered it all the way, but because you're fighting for it and you're not giving up. And you're in the running. And you're still in the running. And that is going to bring you peace. And that's just the second card. I got to move on to the near future. So Spirit, what do you want Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Risings to know about the near future in 2017? We've got the Four of Wands. This is a homecoming. This is a celebration. And it's a beautiful thing, because here we have the Knight of Wands, you know, kind of out there doing, conquering, trying, failing, succeeding, trying again, failing again, and then ultimately achieving success. And like, I don't know, you see how these are kind of like, here you are doing, trying, conquering, being bold, being fearless, saying this year will be different, or I am ready to change, I'm ready to be more confident, or just ready to like face whatever it is that you felt like you couldn't conquer in the past. This is about you no longer feeling like your problems are bigger than you, or that your dreams are too big. It's about, I don't know, the power of the ego, and how it's not just this horrible thing, how it can help us to get what it is that we want, but that it has to be balanced. And that's what that Hanged Man is about. That's what that Wheel of Fortune is about. How sometimes we have to wait, and we can't be so desperate for success and having that car and living on that street and having that boyfriend and marrying that woman. How we can just take our time and wait on the next train. And then by that time we won't have so much luggage or so much baggage to load on that would potentially weigh us down when we get to where it is that we want to get to, you know. And this Four of Wands in the near future is about you landing, you arriving. Many of you guys are going to be moving to a completely different state, maybe even country. And maybe this won't even be your plan, or maybe you're going to just think about just all of the possibilities that are out there, because here we have the Three of Wands. It's about you looking out into the distance and seeing and being optimistic about the future. And it's about the birth of something, new energy, new light. It's about your ships coming in. You taking that energy within you and doing something with it. And saying, and just like going off on your own and doing something. With no explanation. With no questioning, or with no desire for support from other people. You got it. But you're going to have to wait, and you're going to have to keep coming and going. Keep trying, keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. That is what 2017 is about. Man in the mirror gave way during your childhood. And a lot of you guys have a lot of resentments when it comes to your childhood and your parents and the things that just were not done right. And you're holding on so tightly to that you have like these ridiculous requirements for people who are just trying to come in and just simply get to know you, or it's a new day, man. It's a new day. And with them saying don't justify it, it's like they're telling you, Aquarius, they don't want to hear it. You deserve love too. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that girl broke your heart when you were 17, or that your wife cheated on you, and that you've been divorced 3 times, or that you can't seem to find a man or keep a man when they do show up. They're saying we don't want to hear it. There is love out there for you. So what are you running from? Where are you going? And that's what it feels like with this Knight of Wands. It's like you were out there and you were doing things, but you see it's like this kind of barren land out there. You're out there by yourself and you feel good about it. But if you're honest, you want someone you can come home to. That's what like love is going to be about for you guys. It's about you guys realizing, again, that man in the mirror, like, why am I running? Why am I always kind of packed up and ready to go just in case? Why am I always so on edge about love? And why am I always either chasing it or running from it? Why am I never just standing still with all of this fire energy here? And then with this moving on, it's almost like you being on that private island that I mentioned in the January video. And it's about you leaving that private island behind and not tucking it away in your mind as this little place that you can just sneak off to when relationships get too intimate or too serious. It's about leaving it behind for real. And we've got a message of engagement. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of engagement. Many of you guys with this religious factors card being here, it says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. This speaks to those traditions that were kind of put on you, and maybe you do value them. Because at your base or in your 4th house, you have Taurus. So values, morals, being financially stable, it's important to you. It's a part of your emotional makeup. Being independent, having something to offer, to bring to the table. That's kind of like, because I don't know, I feel like in love, many of you guys are going to have a lot of prospects. And with this, let your friends help you. You already know they're going to come through your friends. You guys like to fellowship with other people, have a good time. And I just feel like you guys are going to be really attractive this year. But you may attract somebody who wants something serious. And I think that you want something serious too. A lot of you are going to want something serious when it comes to love. But you're either going to do your regular thing where you run away, or you say yes to it, but you just have this kind of plan B, C, D, and E, and F in the back of your mind just in case. And Spirit is like, if you want love, man, you're going to have to let go of those fears of turning into your mom or turning into your dad, or being a parent. You didn't, no one really taught you how to love, or they're saying we don't want to hear it. It's over now. It's over now. Move on. And they're not saying that in a way of like, oh, we don't care. They're saying things are different now. Honestly, when it comes to love, it's different now. There are a lot of people out there that love you, Aquarius. I'm talking to you. I don't know your name specifically, but as I look into this camera, there are a lot of people out there who love you, who would love to be with someone like you, who has issues and who's weird and who's mean sometimes and who can be a little emotionally distant. But there is somebody out there who loves you. Many of you are looking for that person out there who loves you. And Spirit is telling you, you don't have to search no more. 2017 is about you finding that love. And you want to know where you're going to find it? In that mirror. By looking in that mirror. They're going to make sure you look in that mirror. They're going to make sure you love yourself, or something about yourself this year. Or you're going to learn something about yourself that's just going to make you feel good and at peace and at home in your skin, and just have the confidence to sit with that Uranus energy, that electricity, and not burn up, and not allow those anger issues to consume you, or those intense emotions to scare you. It's a beautiful thing, man. All right, Spirit, what is Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising's life path? How can they manifest abundance? How can they break free from these unhealthy relationships that are holding them back from achieving success? All right. So we've got school. It says the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So obviously, that's pretty cut and dry. It's about going back to school, but it's really about going back to the basics. That's what 2017 is about. If you're wanting to change your career, we have protected. It says you are safe and supported while you change your career. Because I feel like a lot of things are just going to change, not even just when it comes to your career, but when it comes to you as a person. And as a result, your interests, your desires, your ambitions going to change. Scorpio rules your 10th house energetically, so you're going to experience a lot of upsets when it comes to the direction of your life, and I think that's why, you're always out there wondering, and you're always, having your sword ready, because you know that change is constant and that you always got to be ready, but this change feels good. It's about going back to the basics, starting over. And when I say going back to the basics, it's about, I don't know, with this Four of Wands, I just feel like home. Many of you need to reconnect with your family. You need to make peace with your mom. If that's just something that you're not interested in, it's about moving on once and for all. Living your life truly as an individual. Detaching from what's holding you back for real this time, and not just emotionally and just growing cold. Spirit wants you guys to smile more. They want you to do things that make you happy. They want you to be happy. Many of you are just so unhappy. And just because you're unhappy, it doesn't mean you don't laugh and don't go out and do things and have a good time with your friends, or that you're somehow uncomfortable being alone and looking in the mirror. But it's just like inside, you're kind of searching for that thing that will make you happy, and you've looked when it comes to love, but then every time you go in that area, you're met with just all of these fears that you kind of don't understand. Know that it's your inner child that's aching, that's crying still over that one thing. In 2017, it's about you having the courage to look at what that is that's holding you back from truly opening up your heart to love. Just because as an air sign and as Aquarius you have the power of emotional detachment doesn't mean that you can abuse that power and just run away from everything and keep yourself at distance from connecting with people and letting people in. The power of detachment comes with the power of vulnerability. That's what you're meant to learn as an Aquarius. How to let people in, and how to love them, and how to let them go. People don't really understand that about Aquarius. You guys get a bad rap for being detached. But you guys are loving. You guys are electrifying, man. You guys are sexed out by Scorpio and Aries. This is fire. Because Scorpio and Mars are traditionally ruled by Mars. Action, force, that fight, that rebelliousness in your spirit. It comes from, it's supported. It really pulls on the intensity and the power and the depth of Scorpio, and the ambition and the independence of Aries, man. Make peace with whatever it is that you went through in your past. If you were molested, if you were abused, if you were cheated on, just all of the tough stuff. Because for this to be in your love life benefits as you forgive your parents and healing family issues. It's some deep stuff there that you guys do not like talking about. You're very good at burying your emotions. It just feels like that closet, that closet is just getting filled up, And 2017 is about your closet being filled with all of these skeletons, all of these dead horses, all of these demons. And it sounds scary, and that's why you try to you know, yellow tape that door. You don't ever want to go there. But Spirit is telling you, you don't even have to open that door. It's over. You will find that in opening that door, there's nothing there anymore. And by going deeper within yourself and in the spirit and in spirituality and tapping more into in the mirror, you'll find that strength within you to walk away from it, from that door completely. Most of the times we just try to break our own hearts, and we try to just do things the hard way, and then we wonder why we end up hurt and we end up upset. You don't have to keep breaking your heart. You don't have to keep saying no to love. You don't have to keep isolating yourself. You can start over, Aquarius. You can start over. Spirit, what is your final message of advice for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for 2017? Mary Magdalene says, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Forgive your mom. Forgive your dad. Forgive your siblings and how they you know, or your family, and just how they treated you differently, or how they weren't there for you, or how your friends never seemed to be there for you when you needed a shoulder to cry on. It's about you guys learning how to look in the mirror, like what you see, and then put some clothes on and go outside, and then start living your life as an individual. We've got a message from the goddess Nematona, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. This is about changing your circle of friends, or just taking the lead when it comes to just taking the lead in your life. I just feel like for the past couple of years, you may not have known it, but you've been healing. You've been trying to liberate yourself from something on a subconscious level. And I just feel like love is going to take precedence this year. Just not on romantically, but I just feel like you guys really want love. Unconditional love. And know that you will receive unconditional love by not shaming yourself, not being so hard on yourself, and trying to fit in, or trying to force yourself to forgive people and to be the bigger person or to be a better person. Just be. And just say, this is me, and I'm going to fail 1,000 times, and it's okay to cry, okay to just leave this door and all those skeletons and all those demons behind, and just move on. How I don't have to face everything. I don't have to break in order to rebuild. I can just start over. And when you do, you're going to meet somebody. And it's going to feel real good, and you're going to feel afraid to love them and to show them who you really are. But show them anyway. Love yourself, man. And you'll find that someone else will love you too. Just as you are. And that's going to make way for you to heal from those family issues. And get in alignment with your path. And maybe even get engaged this year. Or just do those traditional things that you kind of run away from, with Saturn being your ruler. I gotta go, Aquarius, and I gotta move on to Pisces. But I wish you guys so much luck, and I send you guys so much love. Okay? Have a good year.